Good afternoon, my friends. Hopefully, you're doing well. I apologize. I'm a little bit sick right now, so hopefully, this won't continue with the coughing. I wanted to give you a brief introduction to how this class is going to be run in the online format. So, that's what we're going to talk about today and what I'm going to show you. This will get posted, obviously, to D2L. But this is the format that the rest of the lectures will take when they appear online. So if you have any questions, comments, or problems that come up about this video, my recommendation to you is that you send me an email, give me an approximate time code and the name of the lecture that you're talking about, and I will do my best to explain whatever it is that you're having problems with. So let's see what we can do with that. But again, this is a brief introduction to how we're going to run the class in the online format. So I'm going to do share my screen so that you guys can see one of the shells in D2L because I'm running a couple of classes online only this summer. So I want to show you a couple of things that we have set up here. So again, we're just inside one of the shells. What you'll see here is that this is where the announcements go when they appear. You may or may not see these user links down here. Those user links are great. Okay, they can contain a lot of information. That information is not specific to our course. It is information about general chemistry. It is there for your information. Please use it as you see appropriate. But it is not specific to our course. Anything that is specific to our course is going to be uploaded somewhere else. So if we click the content, we'll start looking at what exactly you're going to see for the course. Now, right now, you'll see things here that you may not be able to see in your own D2L shell. You'll see that some things are hidden. That's because we're not live for class yet. But as an instructor, I can see that, and you at the moment cannot. So there are a couple of things I wanted to show you. One is the lecture 110. Your shell may look slightly different than this, but the components within it, the course documents, that should be there no matter exactly how it's structured around that. You'll see course documents, the syllabus addendum, the course policies, the schedule for your particular class, and the exam handouts. That'll be there. All of these are the same except for the schedule, because that's going to vary depending on which one we're talking about. There's information about Alex. If you don't know what Alex is, please make sure that you click on the MH Campus Alex link. This link, when you click on Alex, will take you into the McGraw-Hill shell to get you signed up for Alex. Now, what is Alex? Alex is an online tool that's related to your textbook. So it's the access to your textbook, one. And two, it's the homework that you're expected to do. There are assignments that are going to be named according to the lectures that are in Alex. You'll have due dates for those. Make sure that you get those done. Those will be specific to your course within your shell. Okay, they're not all the same, so I'm not going to talk that much about them. Please try to get everything done by the due date. I know that these things take a lot of time, so that can be painful. I understand that, and I'm sorry if that's what you're finding. But this is how you're going to get your homework done. Other than the homework, which we spoke about just for a minute there's a couple of other things that I consider essential to being able to do this class. So let's talk about that. The next thing you're going to see is lecture summer 2022, and then unit 1, 2, and 3 within that. That should be consistent across all the shells. There's nothing in here right now. Absolutely nothing. Why is that? Because I'm still reviewing stuff. So I need to make sure that things are clean, that we can see what we need to see, that it's aligned with the way that this class is being structured for this course. We don't always do them exactly the same. So we don't have anything in here right now. What can you expect to see? That's the part I need to talk about. There are a couple of main things that you'll expect to see for each of these, and I will talk about a couple of things here. Anything that is in Unit 1 could be on the Unit 1 test. If it's not in the Unit 1 section, it is not going to be on the Unit 1 test, even if we talk about it before that test. So I specifically do stuff in a way so that brand new material is not being presented on the test so that you have time to assimilate. So there will be stuff that we talk about before the first test that is not on the first test. Now, couple of other notes about the test while we're talking about tests. In the online format, you get a 2-day window when you can take the tests. All tests are given online. They require the lockdown browser and they require the Respondus monitor. So, a couple of things. You will need to have a calculator. You will need to have scratch paper. You will need to have your course documentation. So under course documents, you'll see exam handouts. You can have those during the exam. Thing is, you need to show them to us when you take the exam. So any paperwork that you're working with, the exam handouts need to be shown front and back to the screen, to your camera, front and back. Any scratch paper that you have needs to be shown front and back to the camera. Okay, it needs to be blank when you start. You can turn in that scratch work. Please turn in that scratch work to me so that I can review that with your test. All of that you will find in the assignments section. So it's under the assignments and you'll find it for exam 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's available to you. There should be absolutely no reason that you cannot take that test within that 2-day window. Let me recommend to you that you go to the quizzes and you look at the lockdown browser and Respondus monitors test. That needs to be done almost immediately so that you can make sure that whatever system you're using for class can handle the way that we expect the test to be done. If your system fails this test, it is up to you to find a different system to use. I cannot do anything about that. Now, you can contact the help desk for TTC, and they can talk to you about some options that you may have to make this work. But that is not something that I can handle. I am not an IT expert, and while I know some things, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of things, okay? So make sure that your system is ready to handle it. If you cannot get into it the last 30 minutes of the test, that's not my problem. I'm sorry. Not my problem at all. You need to address that beforehand. So you need to make sure that you can take the test in the time allotted. If you submit it late, there will be a penalty for that. Okay? I will take the submission if it's started on time, but there will be a penalty for submitting it late. Okay? In the event that some weird set of circumstances prevents you from being able to take a test during that 2-day window, I need to know about it as soon as that happens. As soon as you possibly know, you need to let me know. And in a lot of cases, it will require documentation. Now, all of this is discussed in the content, course documents, course policies, okay? But I need to know things. And really, the exams are given on specific dates so that we can then move forward and so people can get their feedback. I can't give you feedback if not everyone has taken those tests, okay? It's just not possible. Well, okay, it is possible, but it makes my life extremely difficult, and I'm not willing to do it, all right? So that's something that we need to be able to deal with, okay? I think that's everything I have to tell you about the tests themselves. Now let's go back and talk about the lecture material itself. So as I was saying, everything that's on test 1 will be here in unit 1. For each particular lecture that you'll find in your schedule, you should definitely find 3 pieces of material. 1, topics for that lecture. 2, PowerPoint for that lecture. 3, recording for that lecture. There may also be examples provided for that lecture, and there should, if there are examples, there will be solutions to those examples provided. Okay? Those don't always happen, but they usually do. All right? All of those things will appear as time goes on. So there may not be a beginning, immediately as soon as the class starts, but I will get them up as soon as I can. All right. It takes me some time. Obviously, it's taking me a little bit longer right now because I can't talk that well. But those things will be up and they won't be done. Okay. So that's how you're going to look at that. So as far as and let's just reiterate, as far as I'm concerned, the essential materials, the topic list for that class, the PowerPoint for that class, my recording of the lecture for that class, the ALEX that's associated with that class, that's everything that's considered essential. Okay. A lot of this other stuff is meant to reinforce, help, whatever, but that's the stuff that you need. Okay. Now, if you have questions that come up during that recording, that's absolutely fine. It's not a big deal. My official office hours, which are held virtually and in person is going to be in the 970 building. It's office 302L, and my extension is 6699. So it's 843-854-6699. You can call me and then come into my office. That's my physical. I will be in virtual office hours as well. Again, that's Monday through Thursday, 12 to 1. Obviously, that time may not work for you. If it doesn't, let me know, and I will do everything I can to meet with you. And that may be another time with other people, or it may be a time on your own. I have tentatively scheduled dates for exam reviews. We'll discuss those as we move forward. But I'm more than happy to meet with you and work with your schedules. That's perfectly fine. What was I going to say? Oh, that's kind of what they pay me for. So there's that. But if you have questions about the lectures, it's really helpful to me if when you email me or contact me about that lecture, you tell me what the name of the lecture is, the approximate timestamp that you're talking about, sort of kind of what I was talking about and why you have a question about it. That's helpful to me to understand what you're trying to get at. Okay. I could go and review that lecture and then get back to you. And if a correction needs to be made or something needs to be done differently, we can definitely take care of it. Okay. I think that's everything for the introduction to the shell itself. Lecture materials will start appearing as soon as I can get all these introductory videos done and some other things. And hopefully that's everything you need right now. Now, I hope that we have a great semester. It is my intention to do my best to make this a pleasant experience for both of us. I understand that not everybody wants to take chemistry. Not everybody's me. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a somewhat pleasant experience doing so. So I will do my best to make that happen. Again, if you have any questions, comments, problems, and just in case you need to write me, it does say I prefer Nan. I really do prefer Nan. My friends used to mock me about getting my degrees, so it kind of feels weird to me. So anyway, if you have questions, comments, problems, anything like that, please feel free to let me know. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you send me email through the Outlook system, I get notifications that you've sent me an email. I don't get those if you send them through D2L, so it's your choice. I'm not as likely to check D2L as often, so if you want a fairly quick response, chances are better if you do it through the Outlook system. All right. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great couple of days. It's supposed to be Memorial Day weekend this weekend. I hope you have fun, and I'll look forward to getting things done with you once class starts. Thanks, guys. Bye.